Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Random Crafty Acts, or welcome to Random Crafty Acts if you have not been here before. My name is Barb. This video is in the middle somewhere of a what I'm referring to as a big project. I'm making happy summer cards, and in one of the previous videos I did ink blended and watercolor backgrounds. Okay, the background being this piece. Okay, and this is one of the cards that I did, and this is another one. Okay, I did it both portrait and landscape. These squares are still black because I'm focusing on pictures of the flowers in our garden, and I'm waiting on a particular scene to actually bloom. It's very close, but I kind of have my heart set on a very particular shot to go into these. And so I'm aiming at making something close to 30 cards. Rather than just making one design and making 30 of them and sending them out, I decided to try some different techniques. This was watercolor, as was this, maybe. No, that is ink blended. And I'm not real crazy about the colors. This one may be a little bit more than this one. And so rather than just setting them aside, I am, if I can get it in frame, because I want you to get the whole effect here. Yep. Okay, I'm going to try a technique that I learned from the Cranky Crafter, who is a YouTube creator. And this is kind of a, I think the style is referred to as whimsical. I don't think I want the green. Let's try a lemon yellow. And we're going to do a technique where we, whoop, a lot of that. Again, I don't even know where I got these paints. Let's try, we may want a red in here to go with the orange. You'll see. Should have probably thought a little bit more about the colors as I was setting up, but you know, what fun would that be? I wasn't rooting around in here a little bit trying to figure out what I've got. Okay, so the idea is you take a couple of Q-tips, okay, and we're going to make something that's kind of like trees or bushes. So I'm kind of going for trees. All right, and we do this. Okay. All right, now we have those little dots. Now we turn it over. And I think she was actually working with a different kind of paint. This is an acrylic. Okay. You can see they kind of mix. Oh, I like that. Okay, and we'll make another one. All right, and then we'll try yellow again. And you can like hang on to the Q-tips, you know. Okay. All right, we're gonna set this aside and let these dry. I'm trying to figure out how I can darken the edges, and I think I know how I'm gonna do that. Okay, Right, that's my air conditioner kicking on since we are doing, let's see what other colors I've got up here. Pink one. I've got a couple of ideas that I'm going to do with, these are some of the other backgrounds I've created. They're a little brighter than what I typically use. I'm going to do some die cut flowers to go on this. Okay, let's see if we use red on this. I'm just going to do the same thing I did here, only I'm going to use red, and then we'll see what color we might want to add into that. Okay, so if we had red, how about, that's a magenta. I don't know what that's going to look like. That's kind of a purpley red. Okay. Doesn't do as much as I thought it might. So we're going to need something else to go in there. How about, we had some white. I could use pink, or I could use white. We say if there's some white, if you aren't at least once in the creative process rooting around in a container or something, you're not really crafting. Okay, the other thing I have seen the Cranky Crafter do very well with is like mix paints and get colors, and as I have said in previous videos, I'm not very good at that. Oh, I kind of like that. I'm going to want to put some other dark in there. A bush in the back that is blooming almost like that. Okay. I think I'm going to go back to the yellow, mostly because I have so much paint out. And it doesn't show up very well on here, so we're going to have to put something really bright in there with it, like the orange. And let's pick up the red as well. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm going to set that aside and let it dry. Let's come back to this one. All right, this is where it gets, this is where it gets exciting, guys, because I'm going to draw, which is not something I am known for. Okay, so she came up inside here, and then like this, and we create the trunk of a tree, and then I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay. And then right. Now, I am going to do something with some green here. And I'm getting, you know, ink paint on my hands here. Alright, because, you know, I just picked up this Q-tip that had white on the end, and now I have it all over me. Okay. And that is not the approach that I need there. Get some brown out from somewhere and go in under there. And I think we've got some brown in here someplace. Let's see, something that'll be like brown. Why would you not, you know? Why would you not have brown? It's odd to me that there are certain colors that for some reason I just don't ever seem to find. No, I know you can't see me looking around, but that's what I'm doing, trying to figure out. Okay, so this is some ochre. And I wonder what I would mix with that to make it darker. That's way more black than what I need. Yeah, that's not too bad. Let's try it. We're being brave here. If this doesn't look good when I get done, I can send this to my middle grandchild. He thinks I'm wonderful. Oh, okay. There we go. Oh, look at that. Look at how brown that come out. Wow. I feel absolutely amazing at this point in time, in this moment. Huh. Looky there. That looks almost like it's supposed to. Okay, and then I'm going to pause the video. I know what I want here. Okay. I do have a brown in here, so I'm going to start with the brown and sketch in. Bits and pieces of what looks like branches. Okay, and then it's in pieces of green. Hey. Golly gee whiz, guys. This is amazing. Remember in my previous video I said when I first started all this, one of the things I was really convinced of was that I couldn't draw. And over time, I feel like I've gotten mildly better at it. I'm not as good as some of the people I truly admire, because they are incredibly talented. Okay, and if I could figure out which Q-tip I had the orange on, maybe it was that one. Goodness, that turned out way better than I thought it would. Okay, so now it's a matter of what size Happy Summer I put on there. I think that size. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put this on this piece. The background piece is 4 by 5 and a quarter. The black background is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I use these fairly frequently. These are reverse tweezers. There are a lot of tools you can get by without when you're crafting, but these have been extremely helpful. And what I need right there is a little bird. And I don't know, maybe that's something that will turn up. Okay, let's see what we want to do here. So I think with this one, we're going to start with the brown. Okay. I'm not talking. I'm sorry. I'm just like so amazed that I'm drawing that it's kind of overwhelming me. We're very excited here today because it's not raining. We have. I know there will come a point soon where we decide that it would just be fabulous if it would rain, and it won't. We've had so much rain, and it's made it hard for my husband to get some of his outside work done. On the other hand, it's really helped the yard. It's really helped the garden. Wow, I'm like stunned. Kind of reminds me of cherry blossoms almost, which was not at all in mind when I started this. Okay. All right, I've made quite a mess. And then we'll put a happy summer on it. In the project prior to this, we ended up with 10 cards. Okay, adding these two into the mix, we have 12. Remember, we're heading for somewhere around 30, I think, especially considering that the price of stamps has gone up. I don't really take that into consideration. If you're going to send cards, if you're going to do cards, then and you're going to send them out, then it costs what it costs. I mean, you can make your choices. I know how much people appreciate a handmade card. People appreciate a card. They don't even care if it's handmade. They just really like getting a card in the mail. Okay, and since I drew this, I am going to date this. Okay. Okay. And then I need 2 card fronts. Is that time to cut a bunch of these again? I want you to know I started out this venture with the idea that I was going to use a stencil, and somewhere along the line I thought, no, I think I'll use the Q-tips. Actually, I was going to use a stencil, and in order to use the stencil, I needed a makeup sponge, which is one of the best ways that I've found to get a whole bunch of ink onto a stencil situation. I couldn't seem to find them, but I came across the Q-tips, and then I remembered learning the Q-tip thing from the Cranky Crafter. Everything I know how to do, I have learned on YouTube. Wow, I'm stunned. Every so often, the magic happens, and I really feel like that's what just happened here. So thank you for being here with me while I did this. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I would appreciate it if you would click that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. You won't start getting emails or anything from me. Also, if you want to see other things that I've done, you can click on the title to the channel, Random Crafty Acts, and then you'll come to my page and you'll find a bunch of playlist. You can click on any one of those and watch my videos. Watching my videos, clicking a thumbs up, all of those things have an effect on how the algorithm decides which videos it's going to put out when someone puts in different search things. And so if you would do that, it would help me as I support you need to leave it alone, Barb. So I would support help me to support Operation Gratitude, which I link in all of my videos, with the hopes that other card makers will find them and find their page, and become a part of such a great place to donate to. All right. Thank you very much. See you again soon. Stay tuned, because we're going to keep doing this for a couple of weeks.